Previously on Camp TRT. In the first episode, we witnessed the arrival of the participants, each with their own horses and issues.
My horse is very spooky. He will freeze or slow down when he's around an object that scares him.
He's always been a bit tense, but the higher we got, the more nervous he got at competitions.
I do go up on her, and I was very fast on the ground. Even 2 times I fell.
When I have the saddle with me and come to him, he's like, oh no, no, no.
My horse doesn't want to go through narrow spaces.
During the initial assessment, Tristan offered his perspective on their issues and got straight to work, already improving the bodily awareness of the horses and even the attitudes of a couple of riders.
Let go of your preconceived ideas. This is the connection you have to make. If he cannot handle something moving around him, it's quite a few of those elements involved in getting on and riding a horse. Boy, good. And when he can control his own energy, you don't have to. It's always looking like there's a spider on the ground. Now you feel here.
Yeah, that's quite different.
Yes.
But it's not just the horses that need training. TRT is equally about looking at the riders. Today, they are the ones being assessed, and Tristan starts working with them one-on-one to begin changing the conversations with their horses.
We've traveled over a little hill, and now they're looking at the mountain. So we will see if they can start to climb the big mountain.
Welcome to Camp TRT. Over 1,000 riders applied, each facing serious challenges with their horse. 5 were chosen.
I don't have a solution for it.
At this time, I have 0 confidence.
5 days to start their personal journey of transformation.
I guess it's going to be a long process.
Even when we make progress, we can have a little setback.
This is not a quick fix program.
But is it really the horse that needs fixing, or will it require a deeper look into themselves? Join our 5 riders and their horses at Camp TRT.
I'm excited today because if I see how the horses came from yesterday to today, they're going to be able to make large changes within themselves to change the conversation, to change their idea of the way they think their horse is. These horses are already different. And so it'll be interesting if they go through that process and they start to be able to see their new horses, whether that will allow them to really take that big step in positive change, or they're going to have to work in the trenches for some time before they can cross the line and really reach the heights which they all have the capability to do. So guys, welcome to your first expert session. My guest is a leader in his field in behavioral optometry. We have many interesting conversations together over learning process and learning theory, amongst many other things. The experiences I've had in the training have really opened my eyes, literally, and it's enabled me to understand my own processing systems better, and therefore that of my horses. So all the way from his practice, oogbalance, eye balance in Berlicum here in the Netherlands, I give you Rob Gevers.
Thank you for a nice introduction, Tristan. An optometrist is searching for the health of the eyes and the quality of your visual system. So not only how sharp you see, but also how much energy you are using to get information from your surrounding. In the past, we were looking most of the time far away in the space. Now we are looking at screens. That can give all kinds of problems, especially with horse riding. When you have to go to a horse, people are just looking just one piece of a horse and forget to use it as a whole. When you are approaching a horse, take your time. Step back, see your environment, and then go to a horse. Maybe there is a difference when you are sitting on the horse in a standing position. How is your system work? And a perfect working system, it should be all the same. And if it's not perfect enough, then it can give you cause some problem. For example, if you have a problem with riding a straight line, can you walk a straight line yourself? Look at the distance.
That's more difficult.
Okay. Why is that more difficult?
I'm used to look down to the ground when I walk because I had my knee broken, and when I started learning to walk again, I was searching the ground for bumps and everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And what do you think is giving you the most balanced system? Looking there or looking there?
Right now, I think it's there. But...
Yeah, but you think, but it is not. Body balance have a lot of similarities with eye balance. Okay, do the same. Now look in the distance. You don't have to look. Look with your feet. Is it better or worse?
It's better.
Yes, because it's a compensation technique. You don't trust your environment, that's why you're looking down, because you are not happy to look there.
I already knew that when I'm walking, I'm looking down to see where my feet are. Now I know that when I'm looking in the distance, it's easier to maintain my balance. And when you're on a horse and you're looking down, you're looking the horse to the ground instead of looking up and in the distance and widen your vision. It's an awareness like whoa, okay, I didn't know it was that much of an influence.
In this test, we are testing the quality of your visual information process. So that's a really long term for what your brain is doing, what your eyes are telling you. And that should be in every body position the same. Okay. All right. Are you still breathing?
No.
If a visual system is accurate and precise, and if you don't spoiling energy, then all the lines should be exactly in that point and exactly in that point.
Okay.
So your visual system is not accurate enough. So you are really good in overcompensating. You're better to do your best, and you are not able to relax by itself. Now you see that's a bit better when you are in standing position than in sitting position. If you vitalize your visual system, I'm pretty sure that you vitalize yourself. And you can benefit you in everything in daily life.
Yeah.
We can definitely help you with training. Yeah? You're a bit taller. Okay, that's better, right?
So I look in?
Yeah, look into it. What are you seeing?
Well, on the left, I see a row of numbers.
Yeah.
And some symbols.
Yeah.
And on the right as well.
Yeah, okay. And now draw a line that you see when they touch each other. And it's not a competition, Adriano. It's just a test, eh?
I want to do things right.
Yeah, but sometimes you want to do it too right. Okay, but you're doing well. You're doing well. This is a measurement that your visual system is quite good in balance. You're exactly on the spot. So meaning, when you are looking to somewhere, your eyes are exactly aligned. So the most important thing that you are being aware that the quality of your visual system is really important in daily life, but also in horse riding.
Yes.
But your system is quite good in balance. And if your visual system is in balance, then yourself are more in balance. So compliments.
Great news.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stay healthy. Close your eyes. Okay. And now ring a bell. And then you have to point your nose where you hear the bell. And then you point your finger. And then we're opening your eyes and see if you're on the right spot. It's not too bad. Okay, close your eyes.
I had to close my eyes, and he did an exercise with a bell, and I had to point where the bell is. Right in front of me.
Yeah.
But it's below.
Yeah. Open your eyes. Uh-oh. Okay, put off your glasses. Quite good. See?
Without glasses, I was better aware of the situation I am in. He came to the conclusion, why not put off my glasses more often than I do now? Because I need it for close distance and for far away, but in between, I can see everything seemingly clear. So when riding a horse, why not put off my glasses? Because my glasses narrow my space of focus, and that can hinder me in doing the right thing on my horse. So I'm going to try that.
I would say the heart keeps getting bigger when I move it
Yeah,
this
it's going
way.
further away.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Make you dizzy?
yeah.
Can you maintain the image while you're walking?
So keep looking at
Yeah.
it.
You can hold it?
Now I have to say that I see 1.5 big heart.
Yeah, so you are running in circles, and then it's more difficult.
Yeah. I experience a lot of dizziness. Like if I sit on my horse and I ride like 3 circles in a row, I can already get dizzy. And if I'm in a car for like 1 minute, I can already get car sick.
So in training, we should advise you to do it like this. Then make small circles and keep the image. Then you are training the connection between your body, your eyes, and your vestibular system. It's a small problem, but you can do something about it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good, but not good enough.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. There were elements to add in your training with Tristan as well. So yeah, I think it's really helpful actually. Yeah.
High five.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
Set.
Okay.
And repeat.
Do you have more complaints on one side of your body?
If I get in my back, it's more on the right side.
Yeah, because when you get tired, you're doing like that.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
I never stand straight.
Yeah, so it's difficulty for you to stand a long time on both feet.
Yes.
It's a balance problem. You're searching for this.
Yeah.
You're searching
Yeah.
for that. Okay. You see 2 circles?
Yeah.
When you change your weight, it's different?
It's like it's a little bit floating around, but
Yeah.
at the moment I want to say where it is, it's already not really there. And then, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why you are doing this. You're always searching which is the right position. Not only in your body, but also in your eyes.
I am always standing, like resting first on one foot and then on the other one and then like this, and then the visual test also shows that it's a bit hard for me to keep the vision like clear and focused. I have to look somewhere else and then back to there. And then my body wants to change the weight and the position all the time. So I didn't think that it had to do something with my vision or so, but it's all connected. So that was very interesting. It makes sense also.
What is he? You see one dot?
Yeah, now from time to time they are in line and then a little bit to the right, but also in line.
And then you lose you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have
It's a
to.
bit-
Yeah, we have to dance to keep your own balance.
Yeah.
Okay. Normally, that shouldn't be necessary. So you have dancing eyes, eh?
And I'm just like, yeah. What was the analysis of the horse yesterday and what was the analysis of me today? And then I'm thinking, it doesn't take a genius to make a little bit of connection there.
Good. So this is nice in the beginning. We just let her find the position of being still. And then you try to create a little distance and you have her that she's here, focusing on the middle point. Yeah, very good. Like this. And then getting the focus from this side, walk backwards. And just put something in the line of sight on her left eye, on your right side. Yeah, like this. Walk backwards. Yeah. Standing next to Martina, I can feel this energy. To become centered and to be balanced is difficult for Nadine, so it's difficult for Martina. So the findings from Rob actually didn't surprise me at all. It just gives me more of a sense that how much the horses and the riders can be connected. Good, relax, yeah. And a little bit, yeah, shorter on the rope, good. Yes. Good. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, and then the same again.
Even when she moves,
Sorry?
she's moving.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Just follow. Yes.
It was difficult because today it comes to work on the weakness, you know. Yesterday Tristan was more, he just watched, and today we had to work on what the horse needs, which is probably something that's maybe my weakness a little bit.
That you encourage her to stretch out and make contact, and that she touches the flag. Yeah, walking to your right a little. Good. Yes, yes. Good, and relax again. Good, and then you start to make contact on the nose, down the neck. Good, and away. Yes. And then you have the feeling here, when you approach and you get a contraction. I lead here with the right hand, shoulder comes out, and then the flag goes to the shoulder. It was very easy, as we said on the first day, to do a lot of exercises with Nadine, but it's more important for her to focus intensively on the grounding. And sometimes that can be a little inactive. You feel that it's kind of boring and I'm not really doing a lot. And the grounding part is the most important part of the horse feeling different in their body. And we finish the exercise with a very concentrated feeling of this grounding. And I've told her to go through the day back to her and practice these grounding exercises on her own and get her to check into herself what's happening. Are you staying grounded in the moments where the energy of the atmosphere is lifting up? Good. And so then when you start, is the intention for her to go on the circle and trot? Is the idea for her to go on the circle and trot?
I don't, or how do you?
Yeah. No.
No.
The intent is not for her to go in trot.
No.
And when you started, you gave the signal to do that. So you have to be clear in your own body when you start with something, it's first this. So when you create the sound, we are first thinking, oh, draw. I found a small transition today with Martina being from that positive mindset and being open, switching to really wanting it. You could feel now she really wanted to get the claws in. It's important to be open and to be ready and to have the good mindset of learning, but you also have to relax. If you try to force it, then you don't allow the knowledge to come into the right channels. You're trying to grab at it instead of allowing it to come in a way that you can process it, and then you can repeat it and then become a master of it. So we'll see from her homework and what she's done throughout the day today, how it's going to be tomorrow. When Sophie came into the arena today, you could just see he came in with a totally different posture. Also, Sophie had this kind of feeling of confidence, and they started at just a totally new level of awareness in the body, tension. He was totally relaxed, and it was just one of those smooth sessions where you have to be happy with yesterday's work in the success of today's session. Just start to feel a bit where his energy is. And here we don't do anything. So you can already feel something's happening there. Where it probably went wrong at the competitions is he got into a state of tension and she got into a state of worry because she could feel his tension and started to do things, and then they start to get in this flow of going down the wrong track. In the same way now, she could feel immediately that he was in a different state, and she didn't go with the expectation or the previous memory, experience and emotion to how he normally is. She just slipped into how it was today, and she went with it, and they went together in this stream and this flow into a positive direction. Good. And then you have to have the feeling in your body that you're not controlling the step, but you suggest the step.
We've been working on groundwork for, I think, a year now. I've did some sessions with different trainers as well, and I've watched tons of videos, but then when you get here and you know you want to do it all right, and you just know you can't, but still you want to try to, and then you just stand there and you try something and it doesn't work, and you know that you're doing it wrong, but you don't know how to do it differently. It's kind of frustrating, but it's also really nice to have Tristan to help you and eventually see the results.
And now speed up on your toes, and now slow down. Yes, and now turn, and imagine that you stop and face him, and now you turn and you make energy, create awareness of the space between you and him. Good. Yes. And now you start to put energy into that space, body language, then the voice, and then you start to swing the rope. And only focus on the space. The rest is up to him. Yes, bigger circles. Hit the spot on the ground. Yes, and now relax. Oy, good. Yes, and then release completely with your left hand. And then take the body focus out of that space. Good. Faster. And now slower.
I think that it was a new insight that I just have to slow him down in order to get his breathing better. I think I can be in quite a rush. If I do following exercises with him, you just want to follow your pace, and if you stop, he just stops, but it's mostly next to me, so it was different to have him to stop a few meters apart from you and just to keep that distance.
Good. And just feeling the skin. And if you feel the skin, he's feeling the skin. And feeling through being still to see what is the movement underneath the skin. So we don't want to move our hands too much, because then the movement we feel is us and not him.
I tried to focus more on my own breathing, etc. today, because yesterday when I came in, Tristan always said, okay, breathe out and relax, and I tried to control that more today already. So.
The progression will go from itself, and she will focus on what's working instead of worrying about what didn't work or how he was. The quicker we can move off the old story, the quicker we can start to rewrite the new one. The first part is to be able to make sure that he's not running away from the stick. And then we start to give the direction with the rein and the direction of energy here with the stick, behind and across. And the thing you'll notice about him first is he will breathe up with every step. And so I try to always be slower than the breath. There's no limitation as far as if they're connected and they feel it's going in a positive way, then you just put them together and let them go there. It's going to be all right, you know? I had a feeling myself when she came in to the arena that all of her body was questioning. He stood on the rope, and you could see that she simply wanted him to just step off the rope. And you could see the question in her mind of, I'm not getting this. This is not, I'm not good enough. I'm not going to be able to do this. Just backing up, on the rope. Good, like this. And then you go straight into that step again, backwards. And on, yes, on the rope. Good. And again. Yeah, and keep walking, keep walking. And feel the rope go through the body to the tail. Bump, bump, bump. Feel this pressure, this pressure, this pressure. On the rope, on the rope, on the rope. Jump up and down. Jump, yes, and relax. Oh, good.
It was highly uncomfortable. I don't know what to do. My horse absolutely doesn't have a clue. And he doesn't even know what I want him to do. So I want to be the mentor, but I'm still too focused tightly on the things that are not going right.
Yeah, and you have to guide him from this side.
From
Yes,
this-
yes.
Ah.
And now use your left hand. Good. And now across and backwards, not forwards. Yes, and across. Good. Yeah, not outside the circle. Hey, good. And now if I say to you, move the right front without doing anything, where are you going to go?
Here? No, other side of it.
Yeah. And stand still. And now if I say move the left front without moving, where are you going to go?
I can see what the problem is, but I don't have a solution for it. And he was telling me what to do, and I was like, how do I do it? Do I do it right? And then we switched roles, and I had to tell him what to do and when it's going wrong or right. And I was like, I'm completely lost. And what do I have to do?
I took the horse and I said, you tell me, first of all, what's not working. And she could identify it right away. And when I asked her before what's not working, she created this whole global picture in her mind of he's not crossing and he's not able to be a riding horse and carry a saddle. And the problem was the first thing of not opening the front leg. And then as she started to practice that, and she started to create a narrative in her head of what to do. She started to be able to tell herself what she needed to do in a situation for it to get better. She was problem solving. She was becoming useful to herself, so then she was useful to her horse. When should you look for the release?
Right now?
Yeah, that was correct. That was good. What should we do here? Now I have tension.
Get it away
And?
and release. And
So he's moving in the wrong pattern.
you should move in the right pattern
Yes.
first, and then you can take it away.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if he starts to get a little bit of tension there, and he starts to move away, like this, I first guide him into a connection in the body. Yes, and then I say, feel this connection. Feel what's happening there. And then straight away he's like, yeah, okay, I get that. That's what I have to feel. Now she's certain. Now she's directing. Now she's confident about what she has to do. So that'll be interesting if that feeling stays in the body and she comes tomorrow and she's this new person.
I really want to learn it, so this is a step in the learning process.
It's good. You both did extremely well. Good boy. Yeah. Good job. He is. He's got a smart owner. Yes. Yeah. Of course, I've had many horses like that are afraid of tight spaces. And the difficulty is that it is going to take time. So I really hope we will get there this week. Walk to the other side. Lean forward. So it's in the space, not feeling. It's like freedom of opening up the energy in a space that makes her feel like this. We need to then say, you can go there. And then you can go there. And then you're just testing that a little bit. Getting the leaning forward. Yes, that was good. That was very good. And then, yes. And the step comes from the leaning forward. And now, again, left front leg to the left.
I'm trying to communicate more with my horse and to sense how she's feeling and releasing the tension and only act when the tension is released.
Yes. And then walk forward again. Good. Yes. That was correct. Good. Yeah, and stop. Now feel the looseness of the front leg. He has very good feeling, and he has a very good connection to the mare because he has a great deal of compassion. And because he has the compassion, that allows him to feel everything. At the same time, that's also a difficulty because he's feeling a lot of the time his inadequacy. Perfect place to start. Tension release. And then just through these two umbrellas, leaning forward, and it's enough. Good. And stop. Yeah, but think your stop and your go is this feeling. But I'm always here in the back or the front. I'm never always feeling here, the body. Feel the back. Feel the legs, again, getting a leaning forward. Keep the contact more. Yeah, like this. Lois went through a questioning moment in his mind where he said, yeah, but we had her through some openings and she got used to a stable and then we tried another one and then it wasn't good anymore. Then it's getting as a story of circumstances in your mind, getting her used to that small space, getting her used to that stable. But of course, it's not about the stable. Back, turn.
We entered the phase for which we are here, going through a narrow space, and the problem showed up. I became a little nervous or unconfident, and before that I was already getting a little nervous because I was feeling, oh, I'm not doing the right thing, I'm losing communication with her.
Yeah, tap, 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 tap. And feel that the leaning forward comes from the connection of her thinking, here leaning.
Yeah. Pushing her.
Oh. Oh. Yes. Good. Yes. Yes. So the body's leaning forward. And then you have to feel when she gets to this point here, yes, that we go into that redirection. Oh. Hey. Ha ha. Yes. So now we're in this middle point, you know, front legs on the line. Now she's in a fragile moment. She's like, if she leans a little bit forward, I'm running forward.
Yeah.
But now we're finding a rest position in the position where we're having a little bit of tension. That was okay. It was not the meaning yet. But it was different.
Tristan helped me. Let me see how to do it, and you let me see you can succeed. It's more small movements that can do great things, and it's not, oh, my horse is going to run, I'm going to grab the halter. It's in the little things. The contest of the day.
You can feel it in the robe. It's already there.
Sure. I'm very insecure.
Alois said, I'm starting to question myself. I'm really insecure in this moment. And I said, I know, but it's okay. And I could feel that he needed to believe that what I was asking him to do was possible. And I could see that he was afraid to go towards the difficulty. Yeah, and then just redirecting the front already. Yeah, and feel that you can really do that without the connection on the rope. So if you only have the rope, then it's a leading here and a swinging of the rope here until you start to get the feet going like this. And relax again. Yeah. And that you stay, if this is the space of conversation, you have the same distance from the middle to your feet as he does to his, this line. The most important thing is to be able to change the dynamic between the two. We have a horse that gets into a moment of discomfort. A lot of horses will choose to get into a flight mode. He chooses to defend. Yes, and lifting the left hand up, you can be more on the side yourself. Yeah, keep going, keep going. And then longer rein. Focus on the shoulder going out. That's a good step. That's a good step. And relax. Good. Release the rein.
Today, for me, was quite challenging. My horse is really pushy on the groundwork. He draws me into a fight. I'm trying to avoid that.
And then when you get into this space, we don't want this action. We want this action. Yes. So when he comes in here, not little movements, but big movements here. Oh. And then here, the space. And if we do find ourselves in close proximity, not a little movement, but immediately a big movement where you feel the energy in the space is here. You're saying big steps, energy's going over there. And you can let him go there so that we don't encourage this, but immediately you feel that, you get this bit. Sometimes the conversation between them is a negative one in that Adriano really wants him to do the right thing, but the way in which the conversation goes is they're having conflict. And Lucifero is then getting into a defensive mode. And then Adriano's also getting defensive because he doesn't want him to bite. And we have to be able to change that into more percentage of the time he's telling him that he's proud of him and he's doing good. Good, yes. That was good. And not more, not more. There he's found it and do nothing. And now reward him, rub him, give him the feeling, yes, yeah. And also with your hand on the head, he has to have the look in his eye like, shit, that was good what I did there. And then if something happens, you guide him into the connection. Hey, good. And now reward him and tell him, you had your shit together. Some stuff went on and you lost your shit for a moment, but then you were really good. He's ashamed. You have to tell him he's good.
I would like to have the connection and have him understand what to do. When we finished, we were both relaxed, so it ended up well.
We try to balance it with him really feeling the step, being very happy with the idea of the feeling of the step, and then rewarding him. It enabled Adriano to be in that position where he could be the mentor. And then you could see the dynamic changed. Good. And then reward him again.
I've handled horses for a long time, but what I did for many years was just try to control the horse, not to teach the horse to control himself. So this is something new. I guess it's going to be a long process.
Just rub in between the ears again. Good. The storm was brewing, so there was rumbling, there was lightning, the pressure was on, everything was building up, and the horses started calling out. There was all kinds of tension and pressure all over. And it sort of all came down to that moment where the mare from Alois had to come inside. Of course, now it was not in our own time. We had to think about how we brought her in, which stable we were going to bring her into, how we were going to do it. Yes. Alois was, of course, also really tense at that moment. He didn't know what was going to happen. Having an awareness that you're not allowing the situation affect you, and actually just got into that zone together with Alois.
My horse opened all the registers, so I was very glad with that happened, so that everybody could see, okay, this is her typical behavior in this kind of situations. I thought, okay, it's not always being nice to your horse. Sometimes you have to be clear.
He was thinking that, of course, maybe the whole time we're wanting to keep her calm, and of course she expressed the behaviors in which created the insecurities in him, and I think Alois was thinking it was nice that she showed that, but as I explained to him in the process, I have to search a little bit now for the resistance, so I let her have that interaction. So she bucked and she kicked a little bit. Sometimes the horses in that moment need to feel that in order to feel the contrast and redirect that and change the situation, give her the power to be able to change the situation for herself. Good. Oh, that's the step. Yes. Super focused. She's in the zone. She's feeling in her feet. She's focused. She's having internal focus in her body. Now there's no distraction.
It was very interesting to see what happened then, and yeah, amazing to see how unbelievable relaxed Tristan stays, how we get her relaxed. And I've never seen that before. No, this was the next level. Yeah.
It's the same as the tension release when they go from external distraction to internal. Now she's here. She's relaxed enough to check the minibar on the other side. Now it's textbook steps. Drink time.
I'm shaking right now, and my head is aching, let alone when I would be in that position.
Yeah.
And I would let everything happen.
Yeah.
But I'm very surprised to see the result you achieve in, what is it, within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable to me, really. Thank you very much for letting me see that.
Yeah, thanks for letting me work with it.
Thank you very much.
Good.
Next time on Camp TRT, having confronted their fears and self-doubt, the riders are now ready to take the next step, empowering themselves and their horses. Alois will face his horse's issues with narrow spaces, but this time, he's doing it on his own. Esther will start to see what it means to guide rather than protect, while Sophie and Martina deepen their connection with their horses.
If it's difficult to get her to move, that's perfect. Now you're getting somewhere. Then you can just bring reference to focus on yourself. Yes, now the dance starts.
Adriano is making progress in shifting the dynamic. And now it's time to bring all of their learning to life the riders are about to discover it's not just about training their horses, it's about becoming the mentor they need to be. Will they overcome their fears and come a step closer to their goals? Stay tuned for the next episode of Camp TRT.